Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl coming through with this video. I'm just going to dive right into it. Back in 2021 and part of 2022, the pandemic gave me I was shell shocked with the whole thing. Like, real talk. I don't know how it was in y'all cities at the time, but where I'm from, it was really messy. Really messy. I remember the very first night when everything had to be shut down early, and I just so happened to be in a grocery store, and literally it was so many people packed in the grocery store. All the aisles were from the register all the way back to the meat section on every aisle. And then 7 o'clock came, everybody had to shut down at 7 o'clock. And people who was behind me on back could not even get their groceries. The pandemic, y'all, was scary. It was a scary time, and it kind of bothers me. It kind of worries me for our future. Like, real talk. I'm just going to go through some of the things that went on during the pandemic that scared the hell out of me, because I had never been through anything like that ever in life. And one of the things was the first night, like I said, 7 o'clock, everything was shutting down in my town. And if you didn't get things that you needed before that time, you were SOL until the following day. And so it had been, from that point on, all the businesses were closing early. You couldn't go out to, like, let's say if you want to do like a entertainment show, go to an entertainment show like open mic nights or comedy shows. I like stuff like that. Comedy shows, go out to dinner. All those restaurants and things were shut down, or shut down super early, whereas though you wouldn't be able to participate in anything like that. It was just, oh my goodness. And then came along was, I remember having to go to the grocery store. I'm the type of person, when I go grocery shopping, I go to numerous stores to do my shopping because I'm trying to save. I do the I have like the little discount cards for just about every store I go to, and I get discounts on my on my foods, my items. I grab things that are on sale so I can save. So I went to 3 different stores one particular day during the pandemic, and I literally had to stand outside of these stores in a line. I will never forget this, y'all. I had to stand outside the stores in a line in the cold. In a line, because they was only letting 10 people in one store or 20 people in the bigger grocery stores at a time. So we had to literally wait for people to come out in order to go in to do our shopping. This was the weirdest fucking time for me. Like, the weirdest time. I don't know how it was for y'all. I'm getting in my comment section. Tell me what you remember about the pandemic, and was it scary for you as it was for me? Because it was really scary for me. As like the stores that I frequent, another thing that was like really alarming for me, like they were taking things off the shelves. Like they were literally taking stuff that people would normally shop for, doing like stuff like that, like that, inclement weather and stuff that's going on. People normally shop for like milk, toiletries, toilet paper, and stuff like that. They were taking those off the shelves, and they was limiting it, where you either they would put it in the back so you wouldn't be able to get them, or it was limited. And that's another thing that, oh my goodness, that was scary. Then the store started saying that you can only get certain amount of things, like 2, like a quantity of 2. Everything started being limited. Like, we might have this milk on sale, buy one get one, but you can only get 2. You know what I'm saying? And that's when things really start getting scary. Like, you couldn't go into the stores and buy as much as you want to. They started limited stuff on the shelves. And then it was a shelf that was empty. Oh my goodness. It was a panic stage, because a lot of people was going to the stores and, not leaving stuff for people to come behind them and shop. Like, they was going in there getting stuff, bringing their family with them so they can get, like, a whole bunch of stuff per household because they had like 3 or 4 family members who were able to, which is smart. But again, the people behind them who need those items as well, they were not able to get them because their household had, the majority of it. It was a scary freaking time. And then because everything was closing down early, stores and restaurants and entertainment spots were closing early or not open at all. There was nothing to do. There was nothing to do. Like, literally, it was people saying, like, what do you need to go outside for? Stay in the house. I don't want to stay in the house. Not all the time. And I am a homebody type person, but not all the time. I'm a grown-ass woman. I want to get out and go and do things that I want to do. And during the pandemic, I couldn't go nowhere because there was nothing open. Literally nothing open. That, no skating rinks, no pool halls, no, like I said, I like to do comedy shows, open mic, restaurants. None of those things were open. So you were stuck in the house. Stuck in the house. The pandemic was scary, y'all. The pandemic was scary. The scariest part of it all is these things could resurface and happen again in the future because, again, I never experienced nothing like this in all my years. And that was scary. Scary, like, scary. And like I said, just to know that it's that much power out there over the people, that's scary. Like, literally, I will never forget that first night, y'all. Like, if I wasn't where I was in line to grab the items that I had, I wouldn't have got them. I would not have gotten them. And everybody was in so much of a panic that night, trying to get home because that 7 o'clock mark, it was probably like 6:50 or 6:45, 6:50. Everybody was in a panic mode. When I left out that supermarket, everybody that was outside, they were trying to get home or trying to get to the store, to get what they need. And stores were shutting their doors left and right. That shit was scary. That was scary. Oh my goodness. Just to imagine. Not even imagine. Just, whew. So after everything was lifted, after this pandemic, because it was a phase where we had to wear a mask just to go into the stores. Then we had to stand 6 feet apart while we was in the stores. You know what I'm saying? And then there was limitations on what we can buy in the stores. That shit is scary for Americans because we don't vibe. This is not how we operate in this country. That shit was fucking scary. Scary. So get into my comment section and tell me what you remember about the pandemic and how do you feel about it or how you felt about it, and do you think that they can pull off another pandemic like they did a couple of years back? Because right now we're in a comfortable stage right now, and what I noticed is after this pandemic lift, when everything was quote unquote back to normal, a lot of stores lost out on money because the stuff that they had in the back, they had to pull out to the front, and they had to discount a lot of that stuff because the expiration date was coming, soon. So all that stuff that they had back there that they had to pull off the shelves for one reason or another, when they put it out on the floors again, I know a lot of stores had to discount that stuff to half price or even less than that, 75% off or more. So they missed out on a lot of money. But golly, the pandemic was scary, y'all. I will talk with y'all later. You better love me. I'm not playing with y'all. Jesus.